Welcome to an e-chart. This video will walk you through the basic layout of a patient's chart, entering chart tabs, and adding documents. Here's an example of an established patient's chart for William Hart. Our visit is smart and it supports both established patients and rechecks all from one template. Now, a chart is basically organized similar to a paper chart, but much more useful. Let's first take a look at the chart when you first enter. As you can see, there are tabs at the top of the screen, which is similar to tabs in a paper chart, but this is completely customizable. So colors, descriptions are all customizable. The next section here is the name on the chart, and you can see there is a duplicate chart out there, as well as the demographics for the patient's chart and any other chart alerts. Now, I happen to be in the summary tab here, which shows me portlets similar to the home screen. While you have the ability to organize things like a paper chart, because it's an electronic medical record, the summary tab has the ability to put everything back on a single screen. So you have things like allergies, medications, medical history, family history, surgeries and procedures, pathology reports. As you can see, there's a quick summary of labs, work status for occupational health, and other documents as well, all kind of organized on one screen. These portlets can also be customized by the user's preferences as to what they would like to see and to where they would like to see it. And again, the system administrator can customize these portlets for the purpose of the security role for the person logging in. Now let's discuss chart tabs. As I mentioned earlier, the chart is organized like tabs in a paper chart. So the parentheses you see next to each chart label tell you how many documents appear in that chart. So for example, if I go to test results and I click on labs, I know there are 30 lab documents there. And what's nice is when I go into a tab, I can scroll through that tab, and each section here is a separate document from a different service date, showing the newest to oldest as I scroll through them. And this is one possible view of a chart tab. You also have the ability to look at it from a list view, for example. If I click on the list view, it shows me a list of the chart documents. Now, a lot of people prefer the detailed view, which is similar to social media, where you just scroll through older and older documents without having to click on it. And because information is filed based on the kind of document that it is, and in this case, the lab document, and not how it was entered into the system, we could even show documents of different kinds. So for example, right here, I have a scanned-in chemistry report, as well as if I scroll up here, here's a Chem 6 that came in from a lab interface. Ideally, you want documents that came in automatically from interfaces, because then you get electronic results that can be trended over time by clicking on them. But the power of having that scanned in content in the same tab means that you can very easily see the information as you scroll through. Most of the tabs work in the same way, but our system supports a lot of different ways of storing documents. For example, this is multiple EKG results, both scanned in and electronically entered, including in this case a Welch-Allyn report with the interpretation associated with it. Another example would be radiology. Integrated in our system is a fully functional PACS, which allows you to see not only just reports, but also the radiology images. So for example, this is a dictated and transcribed radiology report. And this is actually a Word file that was transcribed, as well as the imaging that goes along with it. And we support a number of hanging protocols as well. Before we dive into a visit though, we have the ability to not only do point and click, but also use what we call the minimally invasive EMR that allows you for a combination of both paper and computer to be used. Okay, so maybe we can work together. So for example, I can click on the document here and you can see there's a lot of different forms. These are all different document types that are loaded in, and these are completely customizable by the practice. That allows you to select different forms you might want to print out, and all of the forms are barcoded and pre-filled in with the patient's demographics. So after the patient fills the information out, it can be scanned into a scanner, and the barcode automatically tells the system where to file it, which doctor, which service date, and which patient. Now that you're a bit more familiar with what a chart looks like, I recommend clicking into the quick link Add Visit, which will walk you through a point and click encounter. You can see the quick links over here on the right, and there are different template types, but I highly recommend just starting out with a regular visit. See you next time.